Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Check Me. I'm Seth, and this past weekend, the Ravens defeated the Bengals 41-38 in a shootout where we saw pretty much little to no defense throughout the whole game. The Baltimore Ravens ended up on top. The game went to overtime, and there was just some great plays that we saw, but also some great lapses of execution throughout the whole game. And this is kind of what I want to focus on. I've been covering the Baltimore Ravens for some time now, and just talking about how their team dynamic should how it would work and it should work. But this is a good game. I think it was a strong win for Baltimore, a win that Baltimore needed. Whenever you play in the AFC North, you're going to get a gutsy battle no matter who you are. The Bengals seemed like they were starting to find their stride with winning last week, and then playing tough against the Baltimore Ravens. Of course they played the Panthers last week, but hey, I guess a win's a win. But played the Panthers last week. But what did we see? We saw what the Bengals have been trying to accomplish with Jamar Chase and T Higgins, is just having those guys that can pretty much open up the offense quite a bit. I thought that they did a great job of giving Jamar Chase and T Higgins the ball throughout the game. I do think that they missed Joe Mixon, and not having a running game makes that team one-dimensional. Even though Zach Taylor on this Bengals offense was very effective with the pass, they got a lot of third down conversions. I'm not even sure. I have to look at how many third down conversions they had, but they had a lot of third down. The Bengals were 8 for 14 on third down. I like to see how many of those were passing. They ran a total of 65 plays. But I just thought that the Bengals were a lot more efficient than what we've seen them. They were only penalized 4 times. So in a game that goes beyond 60 minutes, that you play 70 minutes and only 4 penalties, that's kind of what you want to see. But the Bengals, it's not a complete loss for them. You take one of the best teams, the Super Bowl contenders, and Baltimore Ravens to the shed. I think it's something to be proud of. But they're going to have to establish a run game. You're not going to win the game throwing a ball 40 times. You want to win the game as balanced as you can possible. Zach Moss and Chase Brown split carries. They had 21 carries total, 70 yards on the ground. That's fair. You're not establishing that ground pound that you have with the back that allows things to open up downfield. But on the other hand, I thought the Ravens played very, very well. I thought the Ravens on offense executed very well. The second half adjustments I thought were amazing. Derrick Henry, he had pretty much a stagnant first half, averaging a little under 3 yards a pop. But the Ravens, if you look at it, they pretty much came out that half, other than the last couple of plays, with the offensive progress that at the beginning of the game that was working well, and they got a little stagnant. But I do want to mention this. They came out in the second half. There was a couple pivotal points in the game, and I want to talk about this. One was Marlon Humphrey's interception towards the end of the game, and the second was the second half adjustments that they made coming out. Tom Monken made coming out. Though I would like to see more receivers involved with the running game, it opens up a lot of opportunities for passing towards the tight ends, in between the hashes. And when the Ravens came out, one of the first plays they ran was boom. They ran a play action dump to the flat, right? Because they realized that they were just stacking the box. The Cincinnati Bengals were stacking the box. So they said, how can we mitigate them stopping our run? So in the second half, whereas in the second half, in the third quarter, where is it? In the third, where is this? Hold on. Second half, they came out and here we go. Bengals took the ball down, and scored. They ran. It was a pretty much a 3-play, but a 4-play drive. They came back with a play action boot to Zay Flowers. Hey, you're gonna put people in the box? Boom. Then what they did was they they pretty much run 21 personnel for the most part, 22 personnel for the most part, and they basically said, okay, cool, you're gonna stack the box. Now we're gonna send our tight end straight down the field. They pretty much ran doubles, right? With the two doubles is you have two pretty much even to even 2x2, and they're running goes, right? You essentially you want to attack this versus a cover two. If they're playing some type of palms or cloud coverage, you want to attack the safeties by running doubles. They were fortunate enough that the tight end slipped up, and you can attack against three as well too, cover three. But they ran doubles, and Charlie Kohler was wide open, right? But he did that from a tight end set. There were two tight ends in that play. Mark Andrews veered out, and they had some good spacing. He ran up the sidelines. Kohler ran straight up, and they had a 55-yard pass to Kohler, that one of the best throws I've seen by Lamar Jackson. Then they ran Derrick Henry. Hey, we're still going to run. We're not going to pass on this drive. And then they passed that touchdown pass to Isaiah Likely once again off play action. So you had actually I think two play actions. I'm not sure if the one was maybe three play actions. And you ran the ball, right? So they came out saying, hey, if you're going to attack our run, you're going to attack our run. We're going to use that run disguise with play action and just throw it right over your head. And they did that for the rest of the game. They did it very efficient. Now, the Bengals defense is not something that I would say I'll rave about, but you did it in a division game against a tough opponent that was trending upward. When they played the Panthers, trending upward. So that's a win, right? To see every drive that you had in the second half, you scored, right? Touchdown, field goal. Every drive, right? That's a win, as opposed to the first half when you did touchdown, punt, touchdown. You did touchdown, punt, touchdown, safety, punt, right? At the end of the half. So in the second half, you scored on every possession. Now, how did Marlon Humphrey get that interception? It took some guts and it took some risks. You don't want to play press man against T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. You just don't, right? Those are guys that can win fast, they can win early, they can win often. But why the Bengals were so successful on third down was they were pretty much playing the offense was pretty much getting to the sticks. And then the defense was playing sticks as well too, where that defense just sets their heels on the first down marker, and they play catch where they kind of catch them, or the third down marker, and they don't let anything go deep. And what were the Bengals doing? They were throwing right under them, nickel and dime, throwing right under them. But they switched it up on that. They saw what was happening, and they switched it up with interception. They said, you know what? Shoot, forget it. If they're gonna move the ball, let's make them take a gamble. And they played man prep. They played press man. With that, it switched the rhythm up so much, to a point where now slant boy Jamar Chase runs a slant, and then Marlon Humphreys is sitting on it. Amazing play. Would be physical at the line. Get Jamar. Jamar Chase was, we call it dead. When the receiver stops the route, he was dead, right? And they threw the Jamar Chase on the slant. Marlon Humphrey was right there, almost to a point where Joe Burrow didn't even make a read. He just threw the Jamar Chase, right? Oh, Chase is going to be there. Boom. And what happened? Marlon Humphrey made a great break on the ball, intercepted it. Two pivotal points. I want to credit the D coordinator for making that switch and that change, because it's a gamble. If not, we know Jamar Chase can take a slant to go, but to be physical with the receiver like Jamar Chase at the point of attack, T. Higgins at that point of attack, big physical guys, that's not something we see often. But that little switch was just enough for them to not only stop them, but to get the ball over, turn the ball over. Of course, big kick for Tucker. Tucker is one of the greatest ever kick the game, maybe the best ever kicker we've seen. But you like to see Tucker because he struggled a little bit last season, missing some kicks that we know he can make. But if they 6 yards, it's in the game in the overtime. That's what you want to see. Thought on the back end as well too. The Bengals punted the ball, and the Ravens played solid defense. But what do they do when they get the ball back in the second and the overtime? Let's feed the beast. Let's feed the mule. They get a ball to Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry was willing to pop one. Even though on in the stat book he has one touchdown, 15 for 92, one touchdown. That run pretty much got half of it. Well, I got more than half of his yards he had in the game. I'd like to see Lamar Jackson carry less. I know it's just part of his game, but I'd like to see him carry less. Justice Hill, he's a great utility guy coming out the backfield, making some plays. They disguise a lot, because if they want to run him, you can't just not have Justice Hill in there for passing downs. You want to run him, so it was good to see him get carries. But overall, a good strong win for Baltimore. Those are the wins you want to capitalize on. Next week, they have the Commanders. This is going to be an all-star. I'm going to try to make it to this game, but I think it's just going to be a wake-up call for Washington playing Baltimore. We're going to really get to see how good Washington really isn't. But going for Baltimore, there's a lot you need to work on, especially on the defensive side, but you like to see them beat a division rival like the Bengals, who always play every team tough, that was trending upwards in the games that they played.